It felt like a disaster area. I mean, it felt like a bomb went off.
The devastation was just mind-blowing. I would say 90% of the trees on our farm were down, maybe more than that.
We are less than 24 hours away from landfall of a major Category 3, almost a Category 4 hurricane as it moves towards the northern Gulf Coast. A very well-organized hurricane. You can see the outflow.
Seeing it was so different than people's description of how devastating it was. All the brick faces of all these buildings was just laying in Highway 90. For a lot of people, the emotional devastation and scars is still here.
It took 4 days before we were able to get out of our neighborhood. There were so many trees down. It made it a little difficult to get supplies and things like that. As a community, as a neighborhood, we all came together. We were able to remove the trees, be able to get out and assess a lot more damage.
In Hurricane Michael, I actually lost my home. We were very fortunate to have the community there to really just support us and help us through that struggling time we went through.
That storm was the worst storm for Marianna because we had trees like crazy. I would say 50% of the houses in Marianna got a tree on top of it. So it just ruined so much stuff, especially the beauty of our community.
Driving downtown Marianna, seeing all the devastation, and you're gonna bounce back from it. You're gonna be okay. But it was very surreal.
People would tell me that they would drive by this location and it was just an eyesore. It was a bad reminder of a bad time. So to take that and turn it into a bright spot and something that would be intriguing and inviting, this is the right project.
We've got to that point where we can now put something up in it's a monument. It's a monument to the recovery of that hurricane. It's saying it didn't whip us, we are coming around that curve. And here it is. When I was out here today, seeing people come by and talking with them, they're so excited. They just say, man, this is great. It looks fantastic. They can't wait to stop and come in. This town has made it through a very desperate time, and I think it really rejuvenates everybody's spirit.
It's going to get people to come back to the city. We got a lot of people to come up and help, and having the kids here and working on it from the high school and from Chipola College, I think is amazing. They have an investment in this project, and hopefully they'll have an investment in some of the other projects down the road, because it's going to take their generation too to keep the momentum going.
When our kids come here someday and we're grown up and we drive by with our kids, we can be like, oh, we helped build that, we had part in that, and a big step into the community, a place that's going to unify people, That makes me feel really good.
It means a lot to me because I know when I get older, I'll be able to look at that park and say that I've been a part of it. It also symbolizes a hard time for us in Marianna, and I think it'll mean a lot to other people too.
To see again the community come together to take this one specific site that was destroyed by the hurricane and make something wonderful out of it is truly amazing, and it really does add testimony to the resiliency of the people of Marianna.
We're 2 years out from the storm. Some people still feel a little forgotten, and I think when we see something like this and Danny coming in to kind of keep the awareness up, I think it will be a little spark of hope for people that say, hey, we're really not forgotten. I think it'll be a good thing, I really do.
We need something that just tells us that we're getting back up on our feet, that we're moving forward. We took a big hit, so this gives us hope.